Hello and welcome to our School at Home class in 21st Century Literature from the Philippines and the World, Grade 11, a self-learning module on understanding literary meanings in context and the use of critical reading strategies, targeting evaluating an argument. We are in the first quarter of our set of lessons, and I hope everybody is excited in learning lesson number 16. Our topic is about evaluating an argument. After going through this module, you are expected to, first, define and discuss main guidelines in evaluating an argument. Second, distinguish between claim and support in an argument. Third, evaluate a good argument after reading a text. And last one, apply strategies in making an argument. Before we proceed to our lesson today, let us have a snap test to check your prior knowledge. Please get your paper and pen and be ready to answer. Choose the letter of the best answer, but you may pause this video if you need more time to answer and press play again to proceed. Number 1. This term refers to a text written that conveys the writer's thesis statement about a topic and asserts that it is true. A. Claim. B. Reasons. C. Argument. D. Support. Number 2. What are the two important parts of a good argument? A. Claim and idea. B. Claim and support. C. Conclusion and reason. Letter D. None of the above. Number 3. How could a writer best show his supporting idea to his claim in an argument? A. Provide reasons through his belief and assumptions. Letter B. Provide justification through statistics. Letter C. Provide reasons through evidences, belief, assumptions, and values. And letter D, both option A and B are correct. Number 4. The following statements provide the purpose of evaluating an argument to a reader, except A. To serve as the basis for the readers to accept the author's conclusion or claim. Letter B. To determine if an argument made is sound and valid. Letter C. To come up with an informed judgment and decisions. Letter D. To be biased and judgmental in creating one's opinions and decisions. Number 5. Which of the following rational criteria can help you in evaluating a good or a bad argument of a writer? A. Fairness, logic, tone, and judgment. Letter B. Kindness and self-interest. Letter C. Sense of humor, logic, and reasons. And letter D. None of the above. Check your work with these answers. Number 1. C. Argument. Number 2. B. Claim and support. Number 3. Letter C. Provide reasons through evidences, belief, assumptions, and values. Number 4. D. To be biased and judgmental in creating one's opinions and decisions. Number 5. Letter A. Fairness, logic, tone, and judgment. In your previous lesson, you learned about summarizing as one of the critical reading strategies. Can you still recall it? Let's refresh your mind with this simple activity. Jumble the letters to find the correct word described in each item. You may pause this video if you need more time to answer and press play again to proceed. Number 1. This term involves presenting a reasoned argument that evaluates and analyzes what you have read. Number 2. It presents only the most essential ideas in a text and contracting information into a short one and writes it into one's own word. Number 3. It pertains to the point of the paragraph. It is the most important thought about the topic. Number 4. This term pertains to the reasons and evidences that serve as the basis for the readers to accept the author's conclusion or claim. And number 5. In an argument, it is considered as an idea, opinion, judgment, or point of view that the writer wants the reader to accept. Here are the answers. Number 1. Critical thinking. Number 2. Summarizing. Number 3. Main idea. Number 4. Support. Number 5. Conclusion. Remember that summarizing is one of the critical reading strategies must focus on the main idea and important details from the text. Now, let's begin our lesson by expressing your thoughts with this question. Among the city mayors in Metro Manila, who among them has stepped up efforts and applied urgent measures to contain the effect and impact of COVID-19 pandemic? Provide reasons for your answers. I assume that each one of you might have come up with different answers. Others may argue or claim that it's Mayor A or Mayor B or C as their choice. So let me ask you this question. What makes an argument a good one? An argument is comparable to a couple who have disagreement about where to go on their next date. An argument is simply a text written that conveys the writer's thesis statements about a topic and asserts that the argument they say is true. However, as a critical reader, you should not easily accept the writer's argument unless you have carefully evaluated the veracity of his arguments and finally decide whether you, as a reader, agree with it. An argument has two vital parts, a claim and a support. Thus, it is a must that you identify the writer's exact claim. This pertains to what the author firmly believes. A claim usually offers solution to a problem or provides decision about something. It asserts conclusion, which is shown in a form of judgment, opinion, idea, or point of view that the writer wants the reader to accept. On the other hand, the support pertains to the reasons which may be shown through the writer's shared belief, assumptions, and values and evidences shown by giving facts, example, statistics, and authorities, which will serve as the basis for the readers to accept the author's conclusion or claim. In assessing an argument, a reader should focus on the process of reasoning as well as its sincerity. Fundamentally, the support must be suitable to the claim, and the statements made are consistent. Evaluating opinions and arguments teaches a reader or a listener to effectively evaluate opinions and arguments, as well as to differentiate an opinion and argument based on facts and supporting evidence. Through evaluation of arguments of others, you gain sound insights of what it means to argue logically, justly, and credibly. To evaluate an argument, here are key questions that will guide you. Number 1, fairness. You may ask, is the argument fair and balanced, or does it contain bias? Number 2, evidence and logic. You may ask, are the given premises reliable and relevant? Number 3, tone. Is the attitude of the writer appropriate for the content? And number 4, judgment. Is the argument good or bad? In the next slide, you will read a dialogue and think about the mother and the daughter argument. Then complete the table by stating the claim, support, or reasons and evidences using details from the dialogue. You may pause this video if you need more time to read. Here is the answer. As shown on the table, the girl in the sample dialogue backs up her claim with a reason and evidences. So when you read an argument, you have to take note whether the claim is supported by reasons and evidences that are well built and convincing. However, consider the process of reasoning as well as its sincerity and credibility of the argument. Thus, as a reader, you come up with an informed judgment and decisions. Let's work on some exercise to test whether you gain comprehension on the lesson discussed. Read the passage below, look for the writer's claim and supporting ideas, then fill in the table with the information needed to evaluate an argument. Make sure to be guided by the questions previously discussed in evaluating an argument. Here's the text. You may pause this video if you need more time to read and answer. Then press the play button to proceed. Here is the answer. The claim or conclusion of the text is, daily wage earners are faced with economic and financial consequences during pandemic. Support or reasons are, number 1, 20 million families are trapped in extreme poverty. Number 2, many lost their livelihood and income. Number 3, parents worry for children tuition fees. Supporting evidence is, students from private schools transfer to public schools. Is the argument valid? Yes, since the writer's claim is supported with valid and realistic reasons and evidences. Are the premises true or false? We could say yes, for the same reason stated. Let us now proceed to activity 2. Read the text below. Look for the writer's claim and supporting ideas. Then fill in the rest of the table with the information needed to evaluate an argument more critically. Make sure to be guided by the questions previously discussed in evaluating an argument. Here is the text. You may pause this video if you need more time to read and answer. Then press the play button to proceed. You may now fill in the table with the information needed in evaluating an argument. Here is the answer. As you can see, the claim or the conclusion of the text is that COVID-19 has changed the world's educational system. It is supported with reasons. Number 1, schools closed across the world. Number 2, the rise of e-learning. Some evidences posted are 14 billion students are out of classroom. Teaching is carried out distantly and digitally. One university acquired 5,000 courses online. And online learning increases students' memory and time saving. Is the argument valid? Why? You may say yes, because it is supported with reasons and evidences. Are the premises true or false? Why? You could say yes, as these are all seen happening everywhere around the world. Are there sufficient reasons, evidences to support the claim? Why? No, the writer has actually limited his support and evidence to the occurrence of online learning. What additional reasons or evidences the author could have included to support the claim? We can say timeline and a schedule of e-learning classes and also teaching and learning delivery. Let us practice more by writing a brief composition of at least 10 sentences about President Duterte's proclamation on no vaccine, no face-to-face classes to express your agreement or disagreement on it. In your composition, include the important considerations in making or evaluating a well-built and convincing argument. Write your answer in your notebook. Let us now wrap up. In the next slide, The given statements will help us summarize our lesson. You have to write fact if correct and bluff if wrong, together with each correction about the lesson we discussed. Here are the given statements. You may pause this video if you need more time to answer. Here are the answers. Number 1, fact. Number 2, it's a bluff because it should be support. Number 3, it is a fact. Number 4, it is a bluff. It should be reasons. And number 5, fact. To reflect on the lesson learned, express your thoughts on how evaluating or making a good argument benefit you in the given situations. You may choose at least one from the 3 choices and state your answer in at least 3 to 5 sentences. You may write your answer in your notebook.